So you want to join the ranks of foreign investors cashing in on the US real estate market. Forget the cash-only stereotype. Today, we're breaking down how foreign nationals can secure loans to buy US property. From understanding non-QM loans to navigating the financial landscape, this video is your guide to a successful foreign real estate transaction. What's up, everyone? I'm Wanda Zelaya. I'm a real estate agent here in Maryland. If you're new to the channel, well, we talk a bit about everything that has to do with real estate, whether you're a buyer, a seller, an investor, or if you're just curious. On the channel, we're making an effort to get your questions answered on all things real estate. And today, that includes how foreign nationals can purchase a home in the US. So, if you have friends or family back home that are thinking about purchasing real estate here, make sure you send them this video. Or if you're a real estate agent, this is just good information for you to know because ultimately you may have a buyer who's going to be looking to you for advice and guidance. So you definitely want to be in the know about the process when it comes to foreigners buying properties here in the States. If you haven't already done so, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Okay, so you've probably seen on TV shows where foreign investors are buying up homes here in the States. A lot of them are paying cash for these properties, but there are definitely some who use loans to purchase their investment properties here. How do they do that? And can you do the same? Today, we're going to talk about that. If you are a foreign national, what are the steps you need to take to secure a loan and what other things to keep in mind when you're purchasing here in the States? Now, there's a lot of reasons to invest here in the US, whether you're dreaming of a sunny retirement haven in Florida a few years down the road, an apartment in one of our amazing cities, or a stable investment for your children's future education. Maybe you want to start looking for a home where your children can live in when they come to study abroad. Savvy international buyers look to purchase real estate here for a number of reasons. The loan process for a foreign national may be a little different than those who are residents or citizens. So the first thing I want to talk about today is the type of loan you're going to need should you want to purchase a home in the US. The loan you're going to need is called a non-QM loan. While traditional lenders rely heavily on credit scores and pay stubs, a system often unavailable to those from abroad, non-QM or non-conforming qualifying mortgage loans offer a fantastic alternative. These loans are designed for borrowers who might not fit the typical mold. Since establishing a U.S. credit history might be difficult, non-QM loans prioritize verifying your assets. This means lenders will meticulously examine bank statements, investment portfolios, and proof of income from your home country. Non-QM loans offer more flexibility with down payment requirements and income verification compared to traditional loans. This can be helpful for foreign investors who may have a significant amount of wealth concentrated outside the US financial system. Now, although all of this may sound wonderful, keep in mind just a couple of things. Since non-QM loans cater to a broader risk profile, they may come with higher interest rates compared to traditional loans. These rates can be brought down by paying points, so make sure you ask your lender. Now, you can shop around for a better rate, but it seems like the rates for foreign investors are just going to be overall more expensive with very little savings from one lender to another. Also, be prepared to provide extensive documentation to verify your assets. This can involve bank statements translated into English, proof of foreign income, and detailed investment documentation. One more thing. Be aware that as an investor, you will need to put in at least a 30% down payment with this type of loan. When working with a non-QM loan, transparency with your lender is crucial. Always use designated accounts for all transfers and wires related to the property purchase. This means that you are only going to be using your verified bank accounts for any transfer of money. In the case of the earnest money deposit or on the day of settlement, you need to wire transfer from the already verified accounts. Using other accounts can be a red flag for the lender and can cancel your loan. So just make sure you play by those very important rules. The title company that you're going to work with also would be a pretty important piece of the transaction. My suggestion is that you get a trusted title company with someone that can do translations in your language. So if Spanish is your main language, make sure you get a title company that has a Spanish-speaking processor or lawyer that's going to explain what it is that you're signing. Or if you're a real estate agent, you want to make sure your buyers have a translator and they will have questions. Make sure you have someone that can translate for your clients. Here in the DMV, we have title companies that service Spanish, Chinese, Vietnamese speakers, and everything in between. So make sure if English is not your main language, you get a closer to help you in your language. One more thing on the settlement and closing. Make sure you know what kind of closing you will have to do. Most closings for foreign nationals will need to be done in person. You buyer will have to be present at the closing table for signatures at settlement. Foreign nationals are not eligible for power of attorney when it comes to signatures at a closing table. Also, doing RON signatures or remote online notarization is most of the time not possible, especially in states where wet signatures have to occur at the time of disbursement, like in the case of the state of Maryland. So plan on buying those plane tickets and coming to the closing table, buyers. A small but important detail. You would have to open up an account here in the US, and you want to do that before you start putting in offers on properties. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, your lender is going to automatically deduct your mortgage payments from a US-based bank account. Your US-based lender is going to need to have access to an account here to make sure you are paying for your mortgage. As a matter of fact, the lender will require you to set up automatic payments for your mortgage from that US bank account. Two, if you are going to be renting out your property, the property management company will need a bank account to deposit those monthly rental payments as well. And I definitely suggest that if you are not going to be living in this home full-time or even part-time, you should have an experienced property management company managing your property and giving it maintenance, cutting the grass, taking care of the repairs, if there's a pool, giving it regular maintenance, etc. So now let's talk about the tax implications when you buy property here in the US. If you plan to rent out your property, be aware the 30% federal withholding tax on gross rental income. The good news is you might be eligible to recover some or all of this withheld tax by filing a US tax return. Also, remember that rental income is considered taxable income here in the US. You'll need to factor in deductible expenses like property taxes, mortgage interest, and repairs to minimize your tax burden. Setting up your property as an LLC or some type of corporation is a wise move for tax purposes. This separates your personal assets from the business, offering liability protection and potentially more favorable tax treatment. One suggestion is to make sure you get a property management company to manage your rental property. Again, they will want you to have your entity set up since they will be the ones collecting the rent and collecting whatever monies are due for tax purposes. Also, make sure you speak to an accountant or a tax specialist on any of these business structures, as your particular case may need other considerations. All that may be needed is a tax ID number. So you want to make sure that you are getting professional advice for your particular circumstance. What happens when you sell your property? You'll be subject to capital gains tax on any profit. The rate depends on your filing status and length of ownership. Make sure you consult a tax professional to determine the most tax efficient strategy for selling your property. A tax professional can guide you through the intricacies of US tax law and help you develop a tax minimization strategy for your investment. But make sure you learn about this now before you purchase a home, and don't wait till years down the road when you're selling. It may be too late to set anything up then. So here's something that I want to say to sellers agents. I think a lot of sellers agents are reluctant to take on an offer that comes in that is using one of these non-QM loans when working with foreign nationals. The process of asset verification is so strong up front. These loans can close much quicker than a traditional conventional or especially a government-backed loan. The last transaction I closed on with foreign investors and a non-QM loan closed in 22 days. Agents and other lenders are seeing these loans more and more, so don't be afraid of them. Sellers agents, if you see this type of loan with an offer, talk to the lender, ask them about verification of assets on the buyer side. Don't be afraid to take one of these offers on. And there you have it. Investing in U.S. real estate as a foreign national is an exciting venture with its own unique set of opportunities and considerations. Not everyone has cash lying around to buy up property. So remember, non-QM loans can be a great financing option, but it's crucial to find a lender experienced in working with foreign investors. Consider setting up an LLC or some other type of business entity that is right for you. Tax planning is also essential, so don't hesitate to consult with a tax professional. Really, the lender is going to play the biggest role here. If you are a foreign national or even a real estate agent that's looking for a fantastic lender for specifically non-QM loans, send me an email and I'll be more than happy to give you a contact for my go-to non-QM mortgage lender. Consider sending this video over to someone outside the US who may be interested in purchasing a property here. If you are a foreign national looking to buy in Maryland and you're looking for a real estate agent with experience in these transactions, I'm fluent in Spanish and conversational in Portuguese, so I can service a wider number of foreign buyers in the area. As always, consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Whether you're buying or selling or just curious about real estate, this is a great place to learn and get those nuggets of information. See you on the next video.